Welcome to Show Me Something Wrong,
where each episode one of us chooses a movie to watch that the other hasn't seen. The movie is often obscure, usually odd, and always wrong. I'm Dave.
And I'm Guy.
And today I've chosen the movie, and it's Mad Foxes, aka Los Violadores, a Swiss-Spanish co-production from 1981.
Los Violadores. Sounds good. So hang on, Swiss-Spanish production. All right, so here we are, an Aussie, a Brit talking about a Swiss-Spanish production
saying swish
in Japan.
Spanish. Yeah, very, very strange.
We're quite the international podcast.
I don't think I've ever... Yeah, that is quite a strange combination. Swish. I can't say it. Swiss and Spanish.
Swiss-Spanish.
What's up with that? That's very strange.
Say it 3 times really fast.
Swiss, Spanish. No, I can't do it. No. It's impossible.
So, Mad Foxes.
Yeah.
1981.
Yes. The reason I chose this film is I watched it for the first time, I think about 10 years ago, maybe more. And it has been stuck in my mind ever since then. I've never forgotten it. And actually rewatching it this time, I think I remembered every single scene in it. I knew everything that was coming up. And yeah, it's just always been in my mind as one of the most kind of tonally out of control films I've ever seen.
Good way of putting it, yeah.
And it's actually, I don't even think it's feature running length. It's like 70 something minutes long. Doesn't quite hit the traditional, feature.
That runtime, that it's always changing. I never know what's an actual feature length runtime anymore.
It might only be like 70 something minutes, but I feel like it has enough shit happening in it for about 3 movies in one.
There's a lot going on, and it doesn't feel short either.
No, it moves at a fast pace, yet it doesn't feel short, I think.
We'll probably get into more of this later, but you say it moves at a fast pace, but there's so many scenes of just like nothingness.
That's
it's like
true.
complete random bollocks. It has nothing to do with the story. So I think with those, it kind of like feels like you're watching an actual feature length as opposed to a Mad Fox's feature length.
All right, so I tried to look into the production history of this film, and I couldn't really find a whole lot out about it. There's not a lot online. To be fair, I didn't dig that far. I just did a quick Google search.
Google.
I know that there's a DVD now that has a making of.
Right.
So I'm very keen to see that.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I don't have that DVD. It's directed by a guy called Paul Grau.
Okay. Is he Spanish or Swish?
Swish? I don't even know. I actually didn't look that far. But he has only one other directorial credit to his name.
Right.
And it's called 6 Swedish Girls in Alps.
Great.
I think just in Alps, not the Alps. Starring, do you know Bridget LaHaye? Is that how you say her name? Bridget LaHaye.
I don't know.
Have you ever seen a Jean Rollin film before?
Yes.
Have you seen Fascination?
No.
Have you seen Night of the Hunted? Hunted? Is that what it's called? Yeah.
Night of the Hunter?
Hunted. Not Night of the Hunted.
I was going to say, did Gene Roland do that? No.
Yeah, so she was like a porn actress in France in the 70s and 80s.
Right.
I think she's still around now doing stuff, but...
Still doing porn?
Yeah. No, I don't think porn, but I think she's like on the radio or something.
Okay.
Doing like a... I don't know. I haven't looked into that, so I don't want to say anything that she's doing. An ASMR show. So yeah, that's the only other film he's directed. But the producer is pretty prolific. It's produced by Owen C. Dietrich.
Okay.
And yeah, he's quite prolific. He produced Killer Condom.
Oh.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Killer Condom, and a lot of his other stuff seems to be mostly Jess Franco films.
Right.
So that's sort of the kind of the kind of person we're talking about
so
here.
it's probably a good choice for Mad Foxes then.
Yeah, but other than that, I don't really know how this film came to be. But when I got you to watch this film, I had a very specific request that you make sure you watch it in the English dubbed version.
Yeah.
Because well, we can get into that, but
Yeah.
there's
That's
there's
it.
a
It was
reason for that.
definitely watch the dubbed version and definitely watch the uncut version.
Yeah. I think it was a video nasty in the UK.
Really?
This film, yeah. So, or if it was released, it was heavily cut. So,
Oh, definitely, yeah. It never would have been allowed.
yeah.
Yeah, so you gave me those strict rules that I had to follow, and I hadn't even heard of this film before going in. So I was like, okay, Mad Foxes uncut dubbed Google search. Found a video. I was like, great, here we go. Just make sure it works, make sure it's all correct. And you know, like when you're on YouTube and an advert plays before the video. So I click play, and then here comes the advert, and it's a lot of people sucking dicks.
What?
And I was like, what the fuck? and I was actually on a porn site with it. I didn't even realize I was on a porn site, but it was just like this compilation of dick sucking before this Mad Fox. I was like, Christ, what the hell has Dave set me up for?
All right, well, should we get into the story?
Yeah,
Just dive straight in?
dive straight in. So let's start with the opening credits then.
All right. It's quite an amazing opening.
I loved
We
it.
smash straight into a shot of a car, so the Stingray, which is a very important...
There's no there's no buffer. There's no buffer.
there's no
it's
buffer.
a straight up car
Yeah,
driving.
it's just straight into it. And we get an amazing song over the opening titles. Easy Rocker is the song by...
hair metal.
Yeah. It's a band called Crocus.
Oh yeah.
Do you know them?
Yeah.
Because you're more of a metal boy than
Yeah,
me.
but not. I don't listen to Crocus.
You're not a fan of them.
You're a bit of a metal boy. Yeah. But I mean, it's a fucking perfect song though.
Yeah.
Like that low angle of the wheel spinning and this shitty hair metal that plane is just going down the motorway. Oh, it's brilliant.
Oh, it's so good. It's such a great way to start. And
Tone setter.
Yeah. And really it kind of it definitely sets the tone. And I think it right after that, I mean, we're just straight into this film. We meet our hero of the film. I think his name's Hal. Yeah, Hal. I think that's it. Played by Jose Gra. Don't know if that's how you pronounce it. I apologize if I'm saying it wrong. Have you seen Fulci's film Conquest? I love that film. His fantasy film.
No.
Yeah, Lucio Fulci, violent fantasy film. So he's from that film. And he's also in... Have you seen Bruno Mattei's Night of the Zombies? He's also in that too. Yeah. So that's what I knew him from. So anyway, he's driving down with his 18-year-old girlfriend that he's planning to...
I say it's her
deflower.
birthday.
Yeah,
it's her birthday.
birthday.
He's taking her out for her birthday.
It's pretty horrible. And
He's pretty old as well.
Yeah. He's he must be late 40s.
Yeah.
At the youngest, maybe. I
He's
don't know. I guess
old
people-
enough to be her dad, as the saying goes.
for sure. And I just wanted to take a moment to really talk about how unlikable he is as a character.
Right?
Did you find him just utterly disgusting from the first scene that you meet him?
Yeah, he's just very unpleasant in general.
Yeah.
His whole look and his atmosphere. I think just the fact that he drives this car as well. He's so obsessed with his image. He's just like that old dad trying to hit on younger girls and trying to get them drunk and then taking them back to his place. He's got that gross old man, pervy old man vibe all about him. And the car though as well. It's that midlife crisis car kind of. I mean, he's still you said, he's maybe in his 40s still, but it's he's not cool enough to be driving that car.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. In any other film, he would be the villain. But is he even the hero of this film?
Like an anti-hero? No, but he is the hero, isn't he? He's not really portrayed in such a bad light.
Yeah.
So it's we're supposed to root for him, but he's just a piece of shit from the get-go.
It's pretty amazing. So anyway, Hal and his 18-year-old girlfriend are driving around, and they get interrupted by a gang of bikers led by a very sassy, quite clean-cut biker dressed in a Nazi uniform, essentially.
Yeah.
And the Nazis. So we've got these Nazi bikers in this film, and I don't know if you noticed this, but they wear armbands where the swastika is constantly disappearing.
Yeah.
I guess because they couldn't film with out in the streets with swastikas.
That's one of the things I noticed as well, yeah. So when they first came, like, so you get these, like, really kind of, it's almost like textbook Nazi imagery. Like,
Yeah.
So they had, like, the hard, like, war helmets on, and they had the arm patches, but no swastika there. Some, like, bullet belts, and, like, some guy was wearing a pilot's hat, right? Like a war pilot. So everyone, it was kind of like, it was so almost like cartoonish of just how like textbook they are. Yeah. I wouldn't have been surprised if one of them had like a Hitler stash as well. Yeah. But then we like get into the dialogue as well, and it's so dumb. But with the cartoonish like visuals and the dialogue, I could have sworn that I was watching like a trauma film. If you had shown me that scene with like these dumb, almost costume-esque Nazis with the dumb dialogue with this old man and his young girlfriend, I was like, this is a fucking trauma film, 100%. Yeah, it's totally got that vibe.
I also love the mismatch of, like, most of the bikers are these kind of filthy looking guys, or like dressed up to look filthy. But the leading biker guy, the kind of leader guy, feels very out of place in that gang.
Yeah.
Like he just looks like someone's dad who's dressed as a Nazi for a dress up party or something.
It was totally that vibe. Yeah,
pretty amazing. So anyway, we have this little altercation with these Nazis. I don't really know quite what happens, but basically one of there's like a little chase with the Stingray and the bikes, and one of the bikers ends up dying in a crash.
I had no idea what was going on. Like, there was so much information in such a short amount of time. Like we said, like we had the great intro with the car going, then there's like crazy trauma-esque Nazis coming out. One of them, then the dialogue kicks in. You're like, what the fuck am I listening to? One of the Nazis like, hey, you want to keep necking this bitch? You got to do it. And then like, I don't know if you noticed. So before like the actual like before the bikes and the cars like shoot off, they have that like burning rubber.
Yeah.
And they've obviously just like poured some oil down on the floor and set it like there's a massive like grease patch behind the back wheel with like a little shitty bit of fire. And I'm like, what the hell? There's fucking fire going on. The car shoots off. Then there's that random shot of just the bike crashing into a car, and I had no idea what was going on. And between everything, I was like, I needed to watch that scene like 2 or 3 times to fully comprehend what had just happened.
I don't think we realized that guy has died yet.
I don't know. There was no reason for him to crash.
No, yeah, he just sort of seemed to take off.
He just drives into another car.
Like sort of flies off. Yeah. So that incident has not affected Hal at all. Like he's just like, you know, straight back to trying to
neck this bitch as the
quite horrifying. So yeah, they go to a club, which, as you said, like there are a lot of scenes that have nothing to do with the film, and this is kind of, I think, the first of these where we cut to a very long dance sequence with this sort of, I don't know what to call it, honky tonk swing.
It's like that, yeah.
Kind of goofy sort of music playing while some professional dancers dance around in a different location. It's not the same place where these two characters are.
Yeah.
So is that what you were kind of thinking of, like the sort of boring?
Well, that's it. Because it has nothing to do with the rest of the film. So they've gone into like this kind of, it's like a dive bar, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then it cuts to like this swing dance show, and there's like 2-3 couples, which is shot on like from a really like wide shot, so it just seems like a very big vacant room with like these people dancing, which are no context.
So Hal like makes a lot of comments about how he's gonna deflower this girl, which is horrifying. And then he starts kissing her, which is probably the worst kissing I've ever seen in a movie or in real life, where he's essentially just eating her face. We also cut to like his point of view at one point. I don't know if you remember that, but the girl's like looking right at the camera. It's very unsettling.
Right.
It's a very strange kind of scene. It's just insane. It's fucking insane. This whole movie is absolutely crazy. And we do cut to like what appears to be the real location as well. Some more dancing.
Yeah.
Did you notice the guy in the crowd that's like in full-blown ecstasy dancing in the crowd. We'll have to he's just like, I think he's got a big mustache and his like eyes are like rolling back. He looks like he's on Eckies or something. Do you say Eckies in Britain?
I've never heard of Eckies. This is the first time I've heard it.
Sorry.
Eckies.
Very Australian to me.
Eckies.
Yeah, Eckies. And I think this is the scene where you really notice how like completely fucked the dubbing is, where characters are just talking over each other.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if there's any truth to this, but I feel like it must be improvised on the spot. Surely this dubbing.
I know. I felt like. I mean, you're probably right, but there were some scenes where I felt like it doesn't matter what it could have been anything, but I feel like everything was so specific to certain scenes that they were told like you have to say this or you have to do this in this particular way, just because it was so insanely specific, but for no reason, which I'll get more into later. But so let's get to when they get out of the club then.
All right. So yes, they come out of the club, and yes, the bikers are furious. They're out to get their revenge, and this is the first revenge of the film.
And this is kind of what sets the other tone, because we have all the really goofy, like dumb dialogue, crazy dance scenes, shitty Nazis, and then there's the other stuff, the wrong stuff, and that's where this comes in.
It is such a hard tonal shift. It's intense. So I was watching this with my partner, and she was laughing at all the bad dubbing and stuff. And then suddenly we just straight into the bikers attacking Hal and his 18-year-old virgin girlfriend. And it's basically we get this pretty fucking horrible rape scene. But it's also we've still got that ridiculous dubbing. Everything's so frantic. It's kind of impossible to be offended by it because it's just so ludicrous.
It's all the things we touched on before. It's everything like visually and audibly is so dumb and outrageous that when the shocking stuff, which there is plenty of, comes in, you're just like, whoa, my god, this is fucked up, but I can't stop laughing. So answer, what happened? I forgot what happened to Hal, because is he knocked out or something?
Yeah, he gets like punched in the face, I think, and he's just sort of off to the side, bleeding a bit.
He's out for the count, and then so they pin up the 18-year-old on her birthday.
It's her birthday.
It's her birthday. Why is she with Hal in the first place?
She was going to get deflowered by an old man. That's what she wanted to do for her 18.
So instead she gets fingered by a dirty Nazi.
It's horrible.
And then he like smears her like vaginal blood all over her face.
I forgot about that. Yeah. That was the point where, I was watching with Tana, my partner, and she's just like, oh, okay. All right, that was... Okay, right. See.
And it's so out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's just so sudden. And I think at this point we're maybe like 7 minutes into the film.
Yeah, we probably talked too much for the footage we've covered.
Talked much longer than the film itself.
But then the next scene is just brilliant. So is it that one that it cuts to the dojo?
Yes, yeah. So, yes, oh my god, this is my favorite thing about this film. And this is probably the main reason I wanted you to see this. So... old mate Hal calls up his friend Linus, who is this extremely nerdy man who runs a dojo in a tiny room. It's a very small room, about as big as the tiny apartment we're in right now, maybe a bit smaller.
Pretty damn small.
And there's a lot of men shoved into this room, all fighting at the same time. And they're all these very, very 80s looking kind of nerdy guys punching each other up. Linus is on the phone with a pair of nunchucks, I think, spinning them around. And Hal very, very nonchalantly says to Linus, my girlfriend got raped. Can you help me out? Get some revenge from me?
That's it.
It's just so ridiculous. And I love there's some cutaways to some of the karate guys. I don't know if you notice that. And there's just these intense close-ups of these nerdy men watching the other guys beating each other up. And it's just, again, another amazing tonal shift.
It is. It's almost like, imagine they would be playing that Turning Japanese song. It's that kind of goofiness.
Yeah, it's
and like
so
all
ridiculous.
of the walls and the people like are adorned in Japanese flags. There's fucking Japanese flags everywhere. And do they have the dubbing of like the
It's so over the top. It's truly amazing.
They got one of it's not my favorite, but it's one of my favorite lines in the scene is when they're on the phone, and he's like, "We got to give these pigs a good whipping."
There's so many good lines. I've got a few written down to mention as well. Then actually, one of my favorite lines is in the next scene. So, the karate guys interrupt a funeral, a biker funeral.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
the biker that we saw weirdly get killed at the start in that confusing scene. They're having a funeral for him, and Hal shows up. It's in like a
Stadium or something,
a coliseum of some kind.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It's very confusing. I don't know why they're there. But yeah, Hal walks down the steps of this stadium and says, "Sons of bitches, here I am." And he shows up with the karate guys.
Yes.
And these karate guys just beat the shit out of these Nazi bikers. And again, it's another case of this sort of surprise escalation where, you know, they're beating up these Nazis, and then out of nowhere, the kind of sassy biker leader guy is thrown down on a seat, I think, in the stadium, and the karate guys pull his dick out and chop his penis off, and then shove his dick in his mouth, and it's so fast. It's panic-inducing to watch because it's just out of nowhere.
I fucking love the whole premise of that scene was brilliant because it was one of those massive tonal shifts. Because all of a sudden, I mean, first of all, we're at a Nazi funeral.
Yeah.
Then a bunch of people from the dojo in their karate outfits come up. Like no one changes. They're like, no, we need to wear our karate outfits. And so they're in this it's nighttime in this stadium, and it's Nazis versus like karate students. But it was great because. I don't know if you noticed it, but everyone was only kicking. No one was throwing punches.
Right.
So everyone was like waving their legs around at each other, and they had the overdubs of the and they're just these legs kind of like flailing around everywhere. It's just that massive. Amazing. And then, like you said, some guy whipping out another man's dick and jamming it down his throat. Just like, whoa, where did that come from?
One of many dicks that we'll see in the film. There's a lot of full frontal male nudity in this film. A shocking amount.
Thankfully, that's the only one that gets cut off and rammed down the person's throat.
Well, another one gets blown up, but we can talk about that later. Amazing scene. Absolutely incredible. So this is now the second revenge of the film. So we've had like double revenge at this point. I think it's like 5 acts of revenge.
Right.
The back and forth. And we kind of sort of instantly into the next revenge stage as well. So the Nazis are smashed up. That guy has his dick cut off, but they're still alive. They haven't killed them.
Sure.
So the Nazis, of course, want to get their revenge on the karate boys. They show up to the dojo and they come with guns this time and a grenade.
Grenades, yeah, absolutely.
And just like annihilate the dojo. Yeah. It's an amazing scene as well. It's so bloody and horrible.
But it's had the shittiest bang from the grenade.
Yeah, it doesn't really hurt anybody. It's like this little...
It's like a small little like plume of smoke in the middle of the room, and then cut to like everyone dead.
Oh man, so yeah, within the space of like a few minutes, we've had the Nazis getting smashed up, and then almost instantly all the karate guys are just dead in the next revenge kind of scene. And so the karate guys are dead at this point.
Yeah.
Then they want to go and get Hal, obviously. And this is one of my absolute favorite things about this film. When I first saw this 10 years ago, my friend and I, when we watched it, we found it so funny that clearly the thing that the bikers hate about Hal, even more than the fact that he's responsible for their friend's death, they just fucking hate his car.
Oh, yeah.
So much. But did you notice they never damage his car?
No.
So they go to his apartment, they see his car, and they just sort of circle it.
Yeah.
And they're like, this fucking piece of shit. And I think one of them sort of like bounces it a little bit. But they never damage it. No. Like, that would be the first thing you'd want to do, right?
Yeah, slash the tires.
Yeah.
Like...
So they've obviously like paid a lot for this car. They've probably borrowed their mate's car for the film.
Yeah.
I just love that.
It's great. Yeah, no touching the car.
Yeah.
No matter how times they catch up to him, and then he runs away, and they do another like car chase.
This fucking car.
Yeah. There's that fucking car again. Don't touch it though.
Just bounce it a little bit, not too much. So.
Don't leave any fingerprints.
Yeah. So yes, Hal manages to escape from the Nazis though.
Oh, then we got the car chase.
Yes.
Which is fucking great.
Yeah, what were your thoughts on the very, very ridiculous car chase that we get?
Loved the car chase. I think the greatest thing was, I think, there's a scene where the taxi gets overturned, and I think the reason is because another car like sprays dirt at it.
Yeah.
Like as he's like skidding around, a bunch of like dirt like sprays off and then the other cars just like roll over. And it's one of those things like, wait, what's happening?
I feel like this is when I first started to notice the score. I really love the score because it's so inappropriate. It's playing this ridiculous like screeching kind of song over it. I don't want to sing it for you.
Oh, please do.
It's been stuck in my head for days. It's like
Oh no. This fucking car is in here.
All right, so we get the car chase.
Yeah.
And then we get my favorite scene.
It's just the nudist beach.
Yes. Oh my god. My favorite confusing cutaway to a scene I think I've ever seen in a film. So we've just had this car chase. Then we suddenly cut to a couple just fully nude on a beach. Walking around, laughing, rolling about for a bit. Completely nude. Like,
yeah.
dicks out, boobs out, everything.
How many dicks?
One dick. Oh yeah, I said plural. It can't be plural. Singular dick. Dick out.
Dick out.
Little willy flopping about. And and there's a scene of them where they're like, all right, time to go from the beach. And they pack up their like luggage for ages. It goes for so long. We have no idea who the fuck these characters are.
It's one of those completely unnecessary scenes.
But it's also amazing. See, I think that's where you and I are different. For me, they're my favorite parts, where it's like, why is this in the film? I love it more.
I mean, by that point, I was still enjoying it. But the more they come, the more I was like, oh, fuck, here we go again.
Yeah.
You know? But by that point, it was still amusing.
So finally, we sort of realize why we've met these characters. So Hal's driving past after his car chase, and the woman that we've seen nude on the beach, she's hitchhiking. And she just jumps in the car with Hal, drives off, leaving the guy that we've seen nude, willy flopping about on the beach.
We've just seen rolling around for the last 5 minutes.
And then we get my number one. Is it your favorite?
Oh, yeah, it's the best line.
We had to rewind this thing about 5 times. So the guy comes running out, and he's carrying a big trunk. And he goes, so she's driven off with Hal. And he's running after her, and he's like, hey, what am I going to do with this trunk now? And then calls her a bloody bitch.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But what am I going to do with this trunk now?
Sorry, I misunderstood. That's not my favorite line, but it's close by. It's soon after, but carry on.
Is it when they're driving after that? Okay, so... Yeah, they're driving to the parents' house. What's the line that you like there?
So after the beach, Hal invites the lady, the hitchhiker, to come stay with him in his mother's house for some reason. And he says, "Come stay with me. You'll love my mum, but she's a paralytic." I guess I can't even fucking say it. You forgot this line. It's the best line. I had to watch it again. Hang on, let me see if I can do it with a straight face. All right. "Come stay with me. You'll love my mum, but she's a paralytic. She fell from a horse and was injured quite badly." But it's said so like matter-of-factly.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's so funny. Oh my god. I think maybe I was laughing too much at the trunk line.
Oh no. My mum, she fell from a horse and was injured quite badly. Like, so it's just funny. So out of nowhere. Again, with the dubbing. And hell.
Oh, also the dubbing of the hitchhiker character is so funny. Have you seen, Tommy Wiseau from The Room? She sounds like Tommy Wiseau, and she's like constantly laughing. Like she'll say lines that are not funny and laugh.
Yeah.
So she says something like, "Oh, you're your parents live in the country. That must be nice. She's like, what are you laughing for? So anyway, they go to the parents' place.
Yeah.
The mother in the wheelchair, he never interacts with her at all. They don't have any scenes together.
Do they not?
No. Until she's dead.
That's right.
So they have no scenes while she's alive. They have no scenes together. But we do meet Hal's dad. And Hal's dad is a real fucking piece of shit. So the dad is just like this really lame dude. He loves wine, but he's like really unsure of himself about the wine. Do you know that scene that went for ages with him talking about how much Hal knows about wine? Basically every scene with Hal and the dad involves Hal like emasculating his father.
Yeah.
So he's like beats him in chess in one move. or like knows more than his son, than like his dad about wine. Oh, it's very funny. We also meet a maid who has a very confusing accent. Don't know what that
my god. Well, I was like, what the fuck? I thought she's supposed to be like from like East London or something. She's got that common Londoner.
But then
hello, love, how's it going?
But occasionally she also sounds a bit Euro as well. Like it kind of
Yeah, it's kind of like she comes in, you're like, whoa, wait, why the hell did they choose to dub her with this accent?
Yeah, it's very strange.
It's very odd.
Yeah, and then this sequence just goes for ages, and this is all my favorite stuff in the film.
Right.
We forget about the bikers for about maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Kind of nothing happens.
And
so
he's completely like, he doesn't care. There's no mention of him whatsoever.
Forgotten. All his karate mates are fucking dead.
All his karate mates are dead.
Does he know?
Virgin girlfriend.
Yeah, she's in the hospital somewhere.
He just invites some random hitchhiker to come and stay with him and his paraplegic mum.
who he never talks to. Yeah. So they do a bunch of stuff in the house. They ride some horses.
Yeah, see, that was I think it was around about this time where I was getting a little bit tired because I completely all that momentum that had been built up from the revenge and the karate and the Nazis and the seven dicks, it all just kind of fizzled out when they went to go like, wasn't that like in the scene that they're like jumping over horse horse barriers, whatever you call them?
I think so. Yeah, it's just it goes for a long time, and but this has some of my favorite stuff. So we get the most disgusting sex scene I think I've seen in a while in the bathtub. So they have sex in a bath, and the bath looks like someone's done a diarrhea shit in there. It's like this disgusting water.
So grim.
Like, what's going on there? That's
it's
really
like
gross.
Dark green.
Yeah, it's really, really gross. And they have sex in the woods, and it's just...
Yeah.
It's
pretty wrong.
It's quite dark. It's just sort of pants partly down and kind of... I wrote down horrific orgasm face from Hal. But this has my second favorite line.
I think we're on the same page with this one. Yeah. Go ahead.
Do you want to?
No. You go ahead.
We could act it out.
Okay. All right.
It's the hobbies part, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Do you want me to be? Who do you want me to be? Should I be the girl?
I had to do the line last time, so I'll be the girl, you be the boy. Okay. What hobbies do you have?
Pretty women like you, but now I'd like to kill a bird. So he's walking around with a gun, going hunting. Pretty women like you, but now I'd like to kill a bird. Which is then followed by him pointing his gun at a plane and shooting it, which seems pretty bad.
Weird,
I don't know how guns or planes work, but that...
Not in Switzerland or Spain, different rules apply.
It seems pretty bad. But yeah, anyway, that whole kind of tangent it goes on.
That was great.
It is...
But now I'd like to kill a bird.
That's amazing.
Great line.
It's obviously all that stuff is totally pointless to the actual story, but
it goes too far off track for me. But there's a lot of stuff to enjoy.
But for me, that was my favorite stuff of the film.
But then we come back to the house.
Yes.
And then it kicks off again.
Yes.
The Nazis have caught up, but don't touch the car.
Yes. Yeah. We also get again before we get to that. I do have to mention we do see some more full frontal male nudity at this point.
Who's that?
So we just cut to the bikers. This is my favorite.
Oh yeah,
my favorite reintroduction. So we've seen all this crap with Hal and his girlfriend. We've not once cut to the bikers through this through this whole scene. And then we just cut to the bikers, and one of them, for no reason, is completely nude, just walking around and doing high kicks the whole time.
Wasn't he like on the toilet or something? There's an outside toilet.
He's doing a piss on the wall.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And then someone's trying to kick his butt while he's pissing. And then he starts kicking at him with his with his legs.
High kicks with his bollocks flapping around in the wind.
So yeah, they somehow find Hal. I don't know if that's explained. How if they do, I missed that again. Yes, they see the car again. They bounce it a little bit. Don't do anything too bad. They kill the gardener with some gardening shears.
Oh yeah, that was like fucking. Is it the burning?
Yeah. That kind of
garden shears.
Yeah, straight into the face. And then there's a home invasion scene where the bikers invade the home, and
that's rough.
Utterly fucked. Like. That's why this film is hard to recommend to people as like a fun bad movie, because it's very fun, but it's very fucked as well. So they shoot the mum in the wheelchair horribly. They shoot up the dad, but then it just gets way worse. Like a maid comes out, and they not the one with the accent. She gets killed quite quickly, right?
How does she die?
I think she just gets shot. But
all right.
Yeah.
Well, I was still talking about the mum. Sorry, the mum. So she gets the paraplegic, the wheelchair bound mother,
the horse injured mother,
gets like shot in the head, and through force, her wheelchair just like flies back into like the next room.
Yeah, I forgot, that was great. I also love that they pick up the dad and they put him on a counter.
So they put him on like a piano or something.
He looks like a little puppet. It's just so cruel.
But yeah, the maid, fucking hell.
God. So this random, like character, I don't even, I feel like we met her, but we don't know much about this character.
That's it. I was thinking as well, like, who is this?
Yeah. And I thought, I was expecting to get like, oh God, we're going to get another like horrible rape scene, but it's a horrible disembowelment. They like cut her guts open, start pulling her guts out. And I don't know if you've written down this line as one of my other favorite lines. So after they do this horrible shit and they're like laughing as they're pulling her guts out, they shout the line, "We're the kings of the universe. We're the greatest." After they do that. It's so fucked. It's such a fuck scene. But at the same time, we've got this ridiculous like dialogue that, oh my God, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, that disembowelment was really rough. Like, he gets her from behind, so it's like the camera's like right in front. You can see everything. I was not expecting it to be that
It's really fucked. And it's by far the most like graphic and horrible thing in the film. It's unbelievable. Yeah, so this is Hal's first scene with his mother. She's dead. And he's like,
fucking talk to her the whole time.
He's like, well, mate, you probably should have talked to your mum.
In the bath.
Too busy fucking in your dirty bathtub water to talk to your mum, and now she's dead, mate. So now we get a second final revenge. So now he wants to get revenge for his family that's been massacred.
Oh, so do they leave after that?
Yeah, they kill the family, they kill the maids, and then they just leave. They're like, oh, he's not here. Let's go.
His car's there in the middle of nowhere.
That's a good point. I think the dad's like, oh, he's not here, and they just believe. Alright, so Hal's trying to track down the bikers. He asks at a random petrol station, hey, do you know what? Have you seen a bunch of ruffian bikers around here? And the guy's like, oh yeah, everyone knows their hideout.
Is it like they're in a bar or something? Or is that later?
Yeah, so he gets told to go to this bar to find them, and one of the bikers is at the bar.
Right.
Who's the guy whose dick's been out for most of the film. Yeah. And he's on the toilet at the bar, and Hal kills him by throwing a grenade into the toilet.
Yes.
And he blows up, and I love that all we see is just his little legs sitting there.
Yeah, that's a great kill. Yeah, grenade on the toilet. That's
so funny. It's really great. And so then he has to find the rest of the bikers who are at a movie studio. Don't really know why.
Yeah, that's never explained.
In the background, you can see something saying Stingray on like on the
Right.
wall. So I'm like wondering if it was just the set of the movie, and they were just like, oh, we need another location, so let's just use the behind the scenes. I don't know. That was my guess. But yeah, one of the bikers is in the middle of some gimpy S&M.
That's
sex.
it. It gets like Nazi fetish. Yeah.
We've got a prostitute who's dressed up in Nazi gear.
Full on swastika clad walls.
It's pretty full on. And yeah, Hal just horrendously murders these guys. Like, it's, I don't know, there's something really sick about these. It's not really funny anymore, these last scenes. They're just like vicious revenge kind of scene, especially with the gimp mask. It makes it feel really filthy.
It does. It has that adds an extra layer of dirt. Yeah.
It's so good.
And he's in the gimp mask and everything.
Yeah,
It was like, oh, what the fuck am I watching? Like, what's going on?
It feels very dirty, that whole scene. Yeah. And yeah, that's it, right?
Whoa, we gotta don't jump the gun, mate. So how? Yeah, well, technically that is the end, but
it's not
the end though. The end, the last, end.
So you feel it. So it really feels like it's wrapping up.
What was it? He killed all the Nazis, right?
Yeah.
He avenged his karate friends.
Yeah, he avenged his karate friends and his mum and dad.
His mum and dad.
And the maids. Like,
wait, what happened to the hitchhiker lady?
I don't know. I think he just sort of leaves her behind. She doesn't die, right? She's fine.
Just
wait.
her.
Oh no. He picks her up at this point, right? Yeah. So he kills those two Nazis.
Yeah.
They get he's back with the hitchhiker, I think, and they're sort of like, it's all finished. Killed all the Nazis. It's all good.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Sorry, you're right.
I also I want to point out as well, after he horrifically murders those guys, we cut to a random shot of some sheep. Did you remember that? No. I was just like, I love that.
No.
So he's like shot this guy in a gimp mask in the head, blood splattered on the wall. A song, kind of like a melodic metal kind of song.
Okay.
Is that what it is? Like, starts playing, and we just see a shot of some sheep getting shepherded through the countryside. I'm like, all right, a bit weird.
I don't remember that scene.
Yeah, so he's back with the hitchhiker, and he goes back to his house. Or maybe he's by himself. No, he's by himself, and maybe that's right.
She's already there.
Now I've remembered. Yeah, she's already there.
So they're like hitched now. They're all lovey-dovey.
Yeah.
He goes back home.
I forgot. Yeah, so he goes back home. She's at the house, but she's not alone.
Dun dun dun.
Our old mate, the dickless Nazi.
That's it. He's got the dam down his throat.
Yeah, we kind of assumed that he had bled to death. I guess that was sort of my assumption. Yeah. But no, he's still alive.
And he's like the chief Nazi, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's got those like funny like trousers that kind of like bulk out at the side.
And yeah, he's just there in the apartment with the hitchhiker held hostage. And he's made a bomb. He's got a bomb with him. And he's like, we're all going to die. I'm going to blow us all up.
Yeah.
And that's what happens in the final scene. Everyone just blows up.
But the blow up, it's like a Looney Tunes animation, isn't it? It's like totally like that kind of like two-tone, 2D Bugs Bunny, like pow, with like the zigzaggy blast things. It's like, what in the last frame? You're like, what the fuck? It's like, what's that Mr. Roger Rabbit kind of stuff? Yeah, it's exactly like that.
It's so funny.
Yeah,
and that's just it.
That's it. We're done.
The film's over. The end.
The end. Everyone's dead.
Yeah, I guess like they needed to end like that, because if they didn't, the cycle of revenge would just keep going, right? Oh. We've had this non-stop revenge. I'm sure there were, maybe the Nazis' mums could get revenge on them or something.
Mums.
Oh man, but yeah. Can you see why I wanted you to see this film?
It was a hell of a ride. It was a hell of a ride. I mean, there's so much to take in there. With of course, the obscene torture and revenge, the ridiculous dubbing, the goofy Nazi costumes and the karate costumes. Like you said, it's so hard to like pin down as one particular genre.
Yeah.
That I would never really feel safe recommending it to anyone. Because you'd be that fucking weird guy like laughing in the background. Like, hey, this is so funny. And then the person you're watching it with would be like, oh my god, that poor woman who's been disemboweled. Yeah, it's really difficult to pin down.
Yeah, it's definitely
it's a great film.
Yeah, it's so great. I put it up there with my, I don't know how to describe these films, like chaotic kind of I put it in the same category as like Story of Ricky, right? Where it's just this non-stop barrage of outrageous shit, and it's so entertaining. Like I just find this film so enjoyable to watch, despite all the kind of gross stuff in it. You know, I watched it with my partner Tana, and she was like pissing herself laughing. It's like the hardest I've heard her laugh watching a film for a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you say, very difficult to recommend.
But, like, I get what you mean with the Riccio reference, but I really would say it's totally like Troma-esque, but not like Troma-esque like tries to do the over the top violence with the goofy funniness, whereas I feel like this is totally unintentional. Like they try to make a serious revenge film, but there's so much extra shit in there that you do laugh at it, and it is so over the top ridiculous, but it is so horrific at the same time that it feels like a Troma film if Troma wasn't trying to be so like what's the word I'm looking for? Like self-aware.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think that's what makes it so magical, right? Because, you know, it's not... Yeah, you're right. It's not trying to, you know, be funny. It just is.
It just is.
Very funny.
Gotta kill some birds.
Yeah. And, you know, maybe in Spanish, maybe it tonally works better, perhaps, but...
Maybe.
I don't know. It's still... I still
wouldn't want to see that. I don't want to see the Spanish version.
I'm more interested in seeing the dub version. Yeah. And, you know, and with any other film, I always want to see the original language.
Yeah.
The only two films I can think of that I prefer watching dubbed is this and Story of Ricky.
Right.
Just because it adds to the madness for me, and it makes me love it even more.
Sure. All right, but before we wrap things up, I have a question. Why the hell is it called Mad Foxes? Because I thought maybe like it was the Nazi gang's like gang name or something, or it might appear, but the word is not uttered once in the entire film.
True.
There's no mention of a fox or anyone being mad. Like who the fuck are the Mad Foxes?
Maybe it's the karate dojo. Maybe they're the Mad Foxes.
Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I've actually never questioned the title.
And it doesn't give any insight into the movie either.
Sure.
You're like, hey, let's watch film Mad Foxes. Like, you don't know what it's about.
Well, I guess that the original title makes more sense, right?
Was it Violator or something?
Yeah, Violators, yeah. But yeah, I don't know why Mad Foxes, yeah.
So, on the, what is it? The wrongometer.
Wrongometer? Is that what we're doing?
Let's do the wrongometer. How wrong is this film?
I mean... I would give it a full 10.
Ooh, fucking hell.
I mean, for me, I don't know, what does the wrongometer mean?
Well, I feel like this is important because this is going to set the base of the whole wrongometer.
Okay, so just how, maybe, the wrongometer, maybe it's like just how completely fucked and mad a film is.
Okay.
Is that yeah, so that's quite broad, right?
That's pretty broad, yeah.
Yeah, but specific enough.
It's got to be wrong and fucked.
Okay, all right, maybe 10's a bit strong. Because I want to save a 10. So
there's something up your sleeve for later.
I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
Oh, a point's a thing. Okay.
Wait, we're gonna do out of 10 or out of 5?
Yeah, out of 10.
Out of 10. All right, 9.5.
All right, okay.
On the wrongometer.
On the wrongometer. All right.
What are you gonna give it, mate?
I think if we look at Mad Foxes on paper, and we go through the scenes of how all the fucked up scenes. On paper, it's extremely fucked. Like, we got the virgin having a vaginal blood smeared on her face. You got the dick choking scene. You got disembowelments and stuff. Like, the wheelchair-bound mother being shot in the head. Like, if you just be, like, telling your friends, oh, there's a scene where this happens, they'd be like, whoa, that's fucked up. That's a 10 on the wrongometer right there. But because of all the goofy shit that happens in there and the overall tone of the film... it never really feels that wrong. So I think on paper it's completely fucked, 100%.
Yeah.
But due to the tone and the overall what the fuckness of this film, I never felt like I was watching something I shouldn't be watching. So with that in mind, I'm going to give it a 7 on the wrongometer.
I see.
Yeah. If the tone, maybe if it was the original language, it might be.
But like, I don't know. For me, I think because it's so bananas. Yeah. For me that raises the wrongness. Because for me, wrongness is just like, this shouldn't exist.
Gotcha.
This film, like it's nuts.
It's not just about how fucked up it is. It's just how wrong. Well. It's a difficult rating system.
You're gonna stay at a 7?
I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8.
All right, nice.
Right. So, any last words for Mad Foxes?
No, I would say seek it out. It's out on DVD. There's a making of.
Ooh.
I should upgrade and get that one. So what have we got coming up next time, Guy? It's your turn to choose the film, and I don't know what it is.
So
I hope I haven't seen it, because then the premise of the show wouldn't work.
Yeah. So the film for next time is Writhing Tongue.
Oh no! Oh no! I know what that film is. I haven't seen it.
I've been recommending this to you for
I really don't want to watch it.
months, and you've kept on avoiding it. So now I'm gonna force you to sit down and watch the Writhing Tongue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'll watch it. So if you wanna join in the fun,
The fun of the Writhing Tongue.
see if you can find Writhing Tongue,
Yeah, Writhing Tongue.
and you can join us next time to discuss that.
Yeah. You just tell how happy it's going to be from the title.
Oh god.
Yeah. Good stuff. Well, closing words then. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next time.
Follow Show Me Something Wrong on Twitter at SMSW Podcast, please.